Hi everyone, I'm Moritz and I'm responsible for product management at Shopware. And if you ask me what you're actually doing every day, I'm always telling the people, I'm here to make sure that we also address the needs of our customers with the product. And today I just want to go beyond listing features. I want to talk about a deeper problem. Projects get messy, expensive, and also fragile over time. And what we're exploring today is how we're going to change that. How we help merchants to grow without constantly starting over again. And product management is also about talking to people. And we talk to a lot of teams, agencies, merchants, developers, all of the people inside the community. And the message is clear. They face all too many manual processes, rising costs, not enough people to handle all of that, and also maintaining a shop is becoming just as expensive as building it. And on top of that, constant legal updates, tech pressure, and also legal requirements that are changing over and over again. And that is the environment we're actually building for. So today I want to explore how most projects follow the same pattern. They re-platform, they start operating, then they're growing, maintaining the shop, and at one point, they start re-platforming again. And the scary part is, everyone sees it coming, but nobody knows how to change that and how to stop it. Because complexity builds up slowly until the only option is to start all over again. And I think our job is to change that and to break that cycle. So why do projects become fragile? In the end, it's always everything feels clean at the beginning. Every customization, every manual integration, every plugin, every theme change adds weight on top. And suddenly, a simple change breaks something, and people are scared to touch it. So it's not one bad decision, it's the accumulation of 100 tiny ones that really makes projects fragile. You can imagine it like a pile of boxes. You start piling them up, adding new boxes on top. Every customization is a new box you put on top. And at one point, the whole thing falls over when you put a new thing on top. And I think our mission is that we want to change that. Because re-platforming should only be the last resort. We want to help merchants to evolve and not re-platform. And really continue to grow with the platform with confidence. And this affects how we build features, how we release them, and also how we support integrations. Because you can think of it like a flywheel. You launch with Shopware, you grow, you optimize, and also evolve with Shopware. And each phase should build momentum and not bring you back to the start or the beginning. So we're building Shopware to support this kind of movement. The more you use it, the easier it should get to adapt and also improve. And in the end, it's always, we want merchants to evolve and not re-platform. And this is a mindset shift. We're not trying to trap people in long rebuilding cycles. And you should always be able to build once and improve continuously without tech holding you back. And that's the core of what we're delivering. But let's start with our customer promises. Because everything we're doing is laddering up to these promises. And I already showed them last time I was on this stage on the last Community Day, for example. And it's really about these 5 promises that makes our North Star, where we are lining our roadmap on, and also helping you to reduce TCO, because these promises are how we get there. The first one is open community adoption. And you know Shopware is part of a vibrant community, and it's part of our product strategy because this community is also part of the value we deliver as product. It's about connecting people with each other, sharing experiences, sharing best practices, and also contributing to each other. Easy to integrate and run is the second promise. And we know that Shopware is always running in a complex system landscape, meaning you're not just hosting Shopware, there's an ERP system, there might be a PIM system, or even in B2B environments, even more complex systems that need to talk to the shop. Because the online shop is most of the time the only place where every part of this data needs to be surfaced to the customers, to the shoppers out there. So that's always the place where all this data comes together. And we want to make sure that Shopware is always easier to integratable and running smooth in these environments. Outstanding shopping experience is the next one. And I think Sebastian showed it. It was always part of our strategy. For the last 25 years, with Shopware 4, we were touring in the cinemas with emotional shopping on any device. So building an experience for shoppers that lasts and give you all the tools at hand to do that is part of our strategy for a long time already. Automation of business activity, that's all about giving you tools at hand to be more productive. And I know being productive is in the mind of everyone because money is expensive, and therefore you want to reduce manual efforts, want to reduce the amount of people working on a single process. And we want to give you tools at hand like the Flow Builder, and also our B2B components, for example, to really just bring your workflows to the platform, and the platform can help you to scale. And the last one is data and AI-powered stickiness, and that's all about giving you insights based on data, giving you recommendations on how to change and improve based on data, and also using this data to further automate, for example, with the agentic AI operations. But let's start. And starting with a strong foundation is always the right thing. So if you build right from the start, everything else will get easier. And the opposite is also true. Bad foundations mean also bad, multiple fixes and expensive fixes later. And we're investing heavily into architecture, workflows, and also deployment models that help teams to start clean. And I want to start my presentation on the actual features we're delivering or added values we're delivering with the infrastructure choices. Because we believe there's not one single choice for every customer. We have a broad coverage from self-hosted to SaaS offerings that are tailored to specific team needs. So not every team has the same need or capacity. Some want to have full control, others want to offload operations to us, for example, in SaaS and PaaS scenarios. And the important part is all models are built on the same principles, on the same platform, the Shopware core. And you either keep the full responsibility or you offload some of this responsibility to us with self-hosted, with PaaS and SaaS offerings. And just to give you a short overview, SaaS is always for teams that want to move fast, launch quickly, and scale without scaling their operations. It's great for merchants who want to grow and want growth and experience and not maintenance. And also features like our B2B components and the AI improvements we are releasing are always up to date in these environments and will be available from the start. So really, in short, SaaS is about simplifying the operations by handling, hosting, scaling, and updates for you. And in PaaS environments, it's always the case that PaaS sits between SaaS and self-hosted, and it's perfect for teams that want flexibility, but don't want to deal with infrastructure. And your team brings the code. We manage the hosting, scaling, and infrastructure part for you. There's also CI tools, CI/CD tools that we are integrating, workflows that are ready to go, and it's really addressing agencies with complex projects and no appetite for DevOps operations. It's really, you're getting the freedom to build, but not the burden of managing servers. So also here, in short, PaaS is about enabling custom projects without the effort and cost of managing the infrastructure. And with PaaS, we are offering two different flavors because we know that teams vary a lot. On the one side, we have Platform.sh, which is a proven, powerful DevOps platform that are used already in many Shopware projects. And we have our native PaaS offering that's currently in pilot phase that is tightly integrated with our best practices and our own standards. And both give you the real developer freedom because you either choose the balance or you choose between balance and control and convenience. And Shopware PaaS is currently in a pilot phase, and we plan to go to market in the early 2026. So if you're interested in exploring this opportunity a bit more, just reach out to me or your sales colleague, and they will help you and give you some insights on that. So we already explored how you can host your shop. So Shopware offering a broad range of infrastructure options. And now you need to start to get your teams onboarded because that's also really a driver of TCO in the end, and also really driving costs if you need to invest heavily into getting your teams onboarded. And for that, we launched Community Hub. A Community Hub is on one side helping you to connect to peers, explore how Shopware is used out there, finding answers to already solved problems in our community. But on the same hand, it's also giving you learning path at hand, best practices, onboarding path, so that you can really help your developers and users get up to speed more efficiently. And in the end, it's also about building a connection to everyone out there, sharing experiences with each other and learning from each other. So in summary, the Community Hub is all about simplifying onboarding and easy start for developers. And at the same time, we're also investing into developer experience. Our term is always developer platform. And we've built a lot of tools, guardrails, and really tools that help developers succeed from day one. We're investing into decoupled extensibility, more broader API coverage, really to make projects more maintainable. And it's all about providing you with opinionated defaults to help you learn faster, and also reducing the need and also the chance of breaking things. And the more you rely on our best practices, the easier your life will get in 12 months from now on. And one of these things we've worked on in the last month is also our services concept, and that's what I wanted to present a bit more in depth right now. So for customers, we know it's always a hassle to get a new feature because they need to update Shopware. And if you're on an older major version, you maybe even need to do a major update. And this is already require costs, investments, time, and also agency help. And we want to make sure that you can also get features without updating Shopware. And that's the services concept. Services are a game changer in how we deliver features. You don't no longer have to wait for a major release or manage plugin updates. Services update at any time, independently and safely. They are a central part of Shopware and are centrally managed by us in our cloud environments, meaning you get new features and updates without interruption or effort, and that means in the end less maintenance and also less technical debt. Services are part of the 6.7.1, and from that version on, we can always provide you with updates for certain features that we release as services. And for example, we release Copilot as service, and also our image editor, that's what was mentioned also in the keynote already, and I will tell you later on more on these features. So on the fourth part, I would say smart foundations prevent technical debt and also enable long-term growth. And what we do for that is, on one hand, we provide you with flexible cloud options for fit different team needs. We also offer a developer-friendly architecture with modern tools and decoupled extensibility and workflows. We deliver best practices and also learning paths to keep your foundations clean. We eliminate early complexity by decoupling some of our features from the core via services. And in the end, that helps you to be faster in time to value with lower long-term maintenance risks. Now we explored how you could start with Shopware, exploring all the hosting options, exploring also how developers get onboarded and are actually developing your shop. And the next one is how you can operate it. So after the launch, operational efficiency becomes the biggest driver of TCO. And this is the phase where custom tasks, manual tasks, custom code, and processes tend to creep in. So we're focusing on giving you the more powerful defaults, automation tools, and also features that just work. So without everything building everything from scratch. And one of the examples is Shopware Analytics. And it's also already released for some time, but it's a service, therefore I wanted to point it out. So the goal was to help merchants getting better in decision making, providing them with clear KPIs without needing a whole BI team in the end that are calculating these KPIs. You can see all of these KPIs in the administration, revenue overview, order overview, payment types, average order volume, and even how your storefront is used, so you don't need to have separate tracking scripts or third-party tools, and that really helps you to understand better what's happening in your shop. It's providing you real insights built in and maintained by us, and since it's a service, you also get new updates without updating the core, meaning if we provide a new statistic, it will be available directly in the administration module without you interacting with the platform. And I also want to start with some smaller things we are working on, because improving existing features is also about eliminating workflows, frictions, workarounds, and closing common feature gaps is also reducing the gaps and the needs for extensions. And we heard a lot of feedback on smaller day-to-day struggles with the CMS and import-export module that we will be working on. Also, the subscription module becomes support for mixed card capabilities. And we're also heavily investing into the US, and I think you heard about that. We're also investing into international onboarding, meaning, for example, we released recently the support for advanced support for imperial measures, and we're also working on more improvements for the installer and first-run wizard. We're also working on smart bundles. So the team recently started developing this feature, and it will be likely surfacing in first iteration until the end of the year. And bundles will really help you to combine single products into compelling offers. I think you know the basic concept of bundles. It will support B2C and B2B concepts, meaning with individual SKUs, stock handling, price handling, and all of the flexibility you could dream of. And bundles will become part of our commercial plans, so keep your eyes open for more details in the next months. We will tell you then more about that. And B2B was part of the keynote already, so I'm quite sure you are aware of our general strategy here, so I will keep it short on the recap and then focus more on what we're actually delivering. And our strategy, as pointed out in the keynote, is about digitalizing B2B businesses, helping them to form a self-service shop, and also moving over to assisted buyer services and experiences. And we know that B2B projects are complex and always unique. And we want to provide the platform that you can build your business on and custom workflows on, so a strong out-of-the-box solution for your projects, so that you can use the built-in features and just build your capabilities that you actually need on top without starting all over again from scratch. And this enables faster launches, lower custom developer costs, and also easier upgrades. And the base for this is B2B components, because B2B components are our building blocks for that. Meaning we already released several features. They are all listed on this on the slide as well, like quick order, quote management, company accounts, and a lot more. And so there's no real need to reinvent the wheel for every project. And you can mix and match. You can decide which of these capabilities you want to use in your project, and also decide per customer actually how many of these features your customers can use. Because every company is different, and based on the complexity of your customers, you can choose which features you want to offer them. And this is also about standardizing the most common requirements, so you can focus on the individualization that needs to happen on top. And one of the features we release is organization units. We heard from customers that they want to group their employees into units. I think the normal one everyone is aware about is departments. But sometimes it's also projects, and I think there's a lot of more opportunities you could imagine. And normally you have like certain business rules. A certain unit or department can only use certain payment methods, certain shipping addresses, or certain shipping methods. And now you can group these employees into these organizational units, define what they can actually use, which addresses are available for them, and also which payment methods, for example, are available for them. And also your customers can use this feature in the storefront to group their own employees and provide their own rules for that. And that's meant as a solid foundation for future features like budgets and custom catalogs. And custom catalogs is also something we recently released, meaning we heard also from customers that it's quite common that not every department should see all products of the shop. So you can exclude products from the listing, or also just show specific products in the listing to make sure that not everyone can buy everything. And there might be org units that are not allowed to buy products from a certain category, for example. And that is really about giving buyers access to what's relevant. Nothing more, nothing less, and you can hide those products and restrict the catalogs. And in the end, this means fewer support tickets, fewer errors, and also more control on both sides, because also you can give these features to your customers, and they can decide what their employees can see and from which categories they can buy products. The next one is budgets. And budgets is the B2B component we're currently working on, and it's also quite advanced already in development, so I'm sure it will be released in the next months. And that one is about defining thresholds for organizational units. It's about defining thresholds for organizational units, already said that. That will trigger approvals when the budget is exceeded. So your customers can bring their own business rules with them, and employees can then act on them, and we can define approval workflows when a certain budget is already exceeded. And we also offer digital sales rooms, and that is where basically assisted selling goes digital. Meaning digital sales room is always available for some time. I also was on the stage, I think, last year and spoke about digital sales rooms. And it's about presenting curated catalogs to your customers. Meaning you can use that to digitalize your whole sales team, do digital appointments with your customers, and also provide your customers with catalogs they can self-explore on their own without digital interaction. And we added a lot of features to it in the last recent versions, for example, the support for the B2B components and also screen sharing options. And the keynote was also highlighted more feature releases like in the AI space, and this is our breadth of the AI investment. And AI for me is always about providing you with tools that help you to get more productive. There are like classification tools, translation tools we already released, help with exports. It's not just one feature. It's a layer that supports all our merchants across all of the workflows. And they are all accessible within the Shopware administration. It's about saving time, reducing manual overhead, and also improving the store quality at scale. And it's not just a trend, it's a real lever for productivity. And with that, we also showed you Copilot. So Copilot is meant to be a smart assistant in the end. It should help you to automate your day-to-day tasks and act as a central piece of the Shopware administration to understand where you are, what your struggles are, and how you can get rid of them. And that's the goal where we are heading to. And it's really about helping you creating agents that take over certain tasks and really help you to automate your day-to-day tasks. For now, it answers questions in the administration, so you don't need to drop off to the documentation and explore it on yourself. You can ask how you can set up certain things in Shopware, and it's context aware. It knows about your shop, about your version, about the installation of our features we're adding on top. And most importantly, it's privacy first, so we're not sharing any data with any third party here. The second one is the image editor, and the image editor is about helping you create visuals. You can edit images directly in the Media Manager. You can remove backgrounds. You can add shadows. You can add multiple objects to an image. So you can really use that without any knowledge of Photoshop or design teams to create campaign visuals on a short notice with AI help. And this really helps you to save money and completely eliminates the need for extra tooling. And it's built into Shopware Media Manager, and it really helps you to creating those kind of visuals. So for this section, in summary, powerful built-in features and automation will help you reducing operational complexity. And what we do for that is, on one hand, we provide you with powerful core functionality to reduce the need for custom plugins or custom development. We also solve B2B complexity with built-in features like approval flows, company structures, or also the custom catalog feature. We also eliminate repetitive work through AI automation and content tagging, product setup, translations, and all the AI tools we're offering, and also help you digitalize your sales force with our digital sales room offering to be more efficient. And the last part, and I think you know it, is also about maintaining the shop. So we started with exploring what we can help you with, like building a shop, then how you can operate a shop and profit from the features and updates we're releasing, and now it's about maintaining the shop. How do you get these updates? How it becomes easier for you? Because maintenance shouldn't feel like a gamble. Updates shouldn't break things or introduce a long-running testing phase. We're building with clear APIs, modular services, and also better release strategies to be more predictable. so that you can plan and also grow without worrying about stability. And no matter how fast you scale, if your base isn't solid, you will feel the cracks. So stability starts with a stable core. We're focusing heavily on performance, bug fixes, and improvements, and this stability unlocks growth without the replatforming part. And consistently, like releasing the stability improvements require also a well-coordinated release strategy, and that's what I wanted to show you now. So we have like 3 different types of releases. We have patch releases. They are coming in, you could say, however, whenever it makes sense. It could be monthly, it could be weekly. Depends on the amount of work and amount of bug fixes we have in there. And they always contain only small and safe updates with no breaking changes. You should always be able to do a bug fix update in short notice. Then we have minor releases. Minor releases coming up monthly. They contain features and also smaller improvements that are backwards compatible, meaning you can also do minor releases without breaking changes with minimal investment. Then we're doing major releases containing breaking changes and are coming in yearly. So why are we actually doing major releases? Major releases are all about cleaning up legacy code, updating our libraries, and in the background, like for example, Symfony. Sometimes we need to improve performance and scalability with breaking changes, so that they always also improve the performance of the shop. So also sometimes we need to improve on the legal side, introduce legal requirements that require breaking changes, and also helps you to reduce the ecosystem-wide technical debt. So it's also about giving your developers time to remove workarounds, to remove breaking changes, because we also advance the platform. But to give you everything at hand, to not be like urgently doing breaking changes every year, we have always an extended release cycle, meaning that the last version of the 6.6 is also supported until 2027. And let's see what we have in 6.7. 6.7 is about performance updates, meaning we have like up to 40% faster API load. It's up to 40% faster under API load. Smaller JavaScript payloads in the storefront for better Web Vitals scores. It's twice the order processing volume in critical scenarios, and also containing the accessibility requirements for the European Accessibility Act. And also some cache refactoring, major library updates, and it was released on the 17th of June. So this release was about legal compliance and performance mainly. But we're already in 2 new minor cycles, meaning we already released 2 minor releases, and now 6.7.2 is already on the market. And with the help of our strategic partner GWS, we also did a lot of performance improvements here. For example, up to 200 times better listing performance for large catalogs. The same for large category trees. We did a lot of optimization and also a lot of filters for the storefront. So this release was all about improving the storefront performance. In addition, we also improved a bit of the JavaScript loading in the storefront administration. We now offer a migration path for the B2B swing to the B2B components. And also the new image editor had also a new tooling, was in there with a new tooling to remove objects. And this one was released beginning of September and is also available for you already. Now we're coming to the last part of my presentation, so we're nearly finished. And the community is really the force behind Shopware. We're not a black box. You can contribute, you can extend and influence the platform. And it's all about building a network of users, builders, problem solvers who wants to share what works. And that is why we innovate faster and also fix things sooner. And we also invest into long-running partnerships within the community, because we believe that maintenance and operation is also tightly connected to the experience with Shopware. And one of these partnerships is Pickware. And they are already 10 years part of our ecosystem, more than 10 years part of our ecosystem with their ERP and POS solution. They contributed hundreds of times to our core already, and they have recently signed a Platinum partnership to even increase this collaboration. And community is all about collaboration. So what is the community and open source impact here? we are getting from the community how Shopware is used out there. They're sharing their best practices, they are sharing their experiences, they are telling us about bugs in the software, they are providing us with real-world feedback. They're helping us with discovery and this best practices, and really this open source transparency help us to get better. And that all leads to more innovation, faster bug fixes, broader knowledge within the ecosystem, and in the end, a platform that listens and evolves with user needs. Because every one of you can come over and talk to me and tell me your problems. And it's the same for every Shopware employee on the ground as well. And this is why open source isn't just a license, it's a product strategy. Because of that, we are a platform that evolves faster, solves real problems, and also stays aligned with the people who use it. And in the end, together we are building the most adaptable e-commerce platform in the world. And with together, I mean everyone here, the whole community. And that is what it all adds up to. A platform that scales with you, supports your growth, and also gets better with every release. Thank you for your time, and enjoy your stay at the Community Day.